Hello, welcome to the Bugzilla project meeting for Wednesday, February 5th, 2020. I'm Dave Miller, I'm the project leader for Bugzilla, and we have a few other people here along with me today. My assistant project manager, Dylan, had a number of things he was planning to talk about today, but he's stuck on a train and don't know if he was going to be able to connect from there or not, but since he hasn't gotten here yet, I'm guessing he probably wasn't able to. So he had quite a lot of things to talk about and sent it to me ahead of time just in case.
I'm the one who says Simus 2.
What's that?
This is Quana. I'm the one who says Simus 2. That's
Okay.
my company. Just
okay.
FYI.
Let's see, I was looking for Dylan's email. Okay. From Dylan, we have, he says, we're working on two fronts in Bugzilla development, a quality of life release, which will be version 5.2, that includes support for UTF-8 MB4 and MySQL 8 compatibility, and compatibility with the latest versions of Perl. And then a feature-packed release 6.0, which includes the user experience and user interface improvements from bugzilla.mozilla.org, which is based on Mozilla. So first, starting off with the 5.2 update, at the behest of Just Dave, I, being Dylan, have been focusing my attention on the quality of life release 5.2. I had desired to be able to release that this week, but that's fallen short because of unforeseen complications. Here's a list of things that are ready in the 5.2 branch. MySQL 8 regex compatibility. Turns out our default email regex wasn't compatible with MySQL 8. SQLite works again, which was broken and is currently still untested in the 5.2 branch. So if anybody can use SQLite and wants to test that out, that would be greatly appreciated. And fixing the safe.pm bug in the latest Perl. The latest Perl has a bug with safe, and Bugzilla must work around it. Check setup PL completes, and large parts of the code work on MySQL 8. The other problems that are remaining is that there are many places where snippets of SQL are generated, and it is not obvious where and when to quote them. There are cases where an order by must be quoted, for instance. Because the patch set to quote all occurrences is already quite large, I began exploring a more comprehensive fix on February 3rd. This approach is promising and may result in a bit of reusable code useful to other Perl applications that have forbidden column or table names that used to work. As of the time of writing, I have written a MySQL expression parser that can handle nearly every SQL expression used in Bugzilla. It takes an SQL expression and then quotes all of the column and table references. While the parser is 200 lines or so, it means the overall patch is localized to one new file and a minor change to Bugzilla DB. I hope to finish the parser this week and have the patch in review over the weekend, February 8th or 9th. And the original patch he had that was going to patch all of the table and column names to be quoted was very, very huge and would have been mega disruptive and hard to review. So if he gets that parser working, that'll be easy. 6.0 update. Since the last meeting, I came up with this rough release plan. I'm working on the second version of this, but the gist here is very accurate. We know the 6.0 release will work because we know bugzilla.mozilla.org works every day, and it's based on that. We'll delete the Mozilla specific code and branding, the Mozilla logo, make it so nobody at mozilla.org is not hard-coded anywhere. Remove the Bugzilla report star classes, as those are specific reporting features of BMO. Ensure a migration, schema migration is possible from 5.0 to 6.0. This is mainly a matter of reversing the multiple aliases support that was added in 5.0 but is not going to be present in 6.0. There are complications involving the DB schema and how email works that are to be determined. If possible, some dependencies that are difficult to package or not maintained well must be dropped. Mostly this is the data password QC class. As we will not add new features, this means foregoing password complexity checks, which is actually a good thing, as password QC rejects perfectly fine randomly generated passwords and people hate it. Validate that we can run against PostgreSQL. And that is the end of his list of stuff for Bugzilla 6. And I know Jobs from the Zimbra stuff hit. I'm not sure if he's working there anymore. He used to. That's where I know him from.
Well, that's me.
That's you, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk if you're here.
Yeah. Okay. I was just gonna say, son, we for the Open LDAP project, we've been testing moving from jitterbugs to Bugzilla, and one of the features we wanted was the GitHub authentication that was in BMO. So I had backported that for the 5 and 6 branches. I don't know if that's going into 5.2, but when we were testing it today, we got a notice from GitHub that it's using an API that's now deprecated. So that definitely is going to need some addressing. I'll try to see if I can find time to look at it. I pulled up the page. I can't promise. Yeah. So
Okay.
I figure I'll probably have to anyway, since we're going to be wanting to use that. So I'll try to get that ironed out. And I actually had a question on everything you guys are talking about. You talk about MySQL a lot, but you don't talk about MariaDB. Do you cross-check against MariaDB? Because sometimes they have slightly different behaviors.
I'm not sure if we do or not. If it's forked enough that things are different, it probably wouldn't hurt to get a separate driver for it. I think it's mostly just using the MySQL drivers.
Yeah, it's rare, but sometimes there's just little idiosyncratic differences. I mean, we're going to be using Postgres in our deployment, so I don't have a testing option for it, but that would be something I would know it might be worthwhile just to do a quick, kind of sanity test against MariaDB as well.
Yeah, we'll have to get that set up for testing.
Just for what it's worth, I did my testing on CentOS 8 and Fedora 31 against MariaDB.
Cool.
Right, so it sounds like that's being done.
That's what's been shipped as the MySQL equivalent.
Okay. That runs the end of everything that I had listed on the agenda. So I don't know if anybody else has anything else they want to bring up or not.
I'm good.
Take that as a no.
Thank you.
Yep.
So
thanks, Dave.
Our next meeting will be on Wednesday, March 4th at the same time, and we'll have to keep an eye out for location. Hopefully we'll have the Air Mozilla stuff fixed by then. For those that don't know, I'm not working at Mozilla anymore, and my departure from there appears to have screwed up the Air Mozilla for this meeting. It was supposed to have gotten transferred over to somebody else that was still there to maintain keeping it on the schedule, and it apparently got lost somehow. So we'll make sure that's in place again by next month. We will see you all on March 4th.
Good.